up, everybody? Welcome back. It's me, Matthew Campoli, and this is Price to Sell Podcast. And today, we have a good one. We have a fun one. We have a guy on the couch who looks like he's going straight to Mexico, which he is. He's also my real estate coach. And he's good at it.
Thank you.
He's a pretty damn good real estate agent, too.
Was.
Still and that's why you coach me. You're making me better. But Mr. Ryan Wykes, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm used to seeing your face on Zoom all the time.
I know. It's weird being in person.
It is.
The only time I think we've actually been in person, we've been like sweaty together in
a sauna.
A sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like my spot.
Yeah.
So.
Is that how you do all your business?
All my business is in the sauna.
In person. If it's in person, it has to be somewhere hot and sweaty.
We need to be knee to knee and touching each other's sweat.
Right.
In a sauna. That's
in
ideal.
In person only. Okay.
In person only.
I respect that.
Your knee has to touch my knee in the sauna, and I want you to sweat all over me. And then we'll do business together. That's how.
And do you celebrate there being the opportunity of a deal with a cold plunge, or does the cold plunge happen no matter what? Like, if you decide you don't want to do business with that person after being knee to knee sweating on each other?
No cold plunge needed.
There's no plunge, like just keep sweating and I'm out and I'm going to plunge by myself?
Exactly, yeah. You don't really deserve the plunge at that point.
All right, makes sense.
But if there's like a connection built, like, okay, we're gonna do some business here, come plunge with me.
Love it.
And then if it's big enough, we'll share the plunge as well.
Do the duo plunge?
Then touch my knee with your knee in the cold water.
Hot to cold.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Let's give people some background.
Yeah, for sure. Been in real estate going on 12 years now. Started my career on a small team. Online leads, love them.
Yep.
The team, we started Condos.ca and Property.ca, which those of you in Canada will know. Those of you in the States probably don't care because it's a .ca. But we ended up growing, I believe at one point it was the biggest team in North America, over 250 agents, $1 billion a year in sales. As an individual agent, got up to, $1 million a year in about 6 years, so on and so forth. And then we exited that company, and I started another smaller team. And at the same time, started dabbling in coaching because, I was the senior vice president of sales at Condos.ca and Property.ca. And I love that mentorship and leadership and coaching side of things. And when I left and started the smaller thing, I wanted that opportunity to still continue to do that. So started doing some one-on-one coaching and really fell in love with that aspect of things, really helping share my experiences to help guide others to not make the same mistakes I made along the way. And, really help people time hack and get to the end result they want a lot faster than they would have on their own. That's like, and I love doing it. I love seeing other people's successes. When you have a success, I feel just as proud as I would if it was my own kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like your kid now.
Kinda. I mean, my kids are cuter than you, but
that's true. My mom says the same thing, but she doesn't have any other kids, so
she's stuck.
She's stuck with me. It's fine.
It's all good.
But yeah, no. What's interesting is the verticals with real estate. I always tell people there's so many opportunities. Like you don't have to just. The quicker you can open your mind beyond just being a realtor, so many other avenues you could take. Right.
Yeah, I think real estate itself opens up a plethora of opportunities in terms of business verticals. Everything from we were just talking about lending money. Getting involved in building, coaching, building a team, and becoming a true, we're all entrepreneurs as realtors, and it's taking that entrepreneurial spirit and transitioning some of your knowledge and becoming an expert in another vertical. Some of the biggest developers in the city were once realtors.
Yeah.
Brad Lamb, for instance, who you've had on the show, and lots of other realtors have dabbled in it. So I think, there's lots of different opportunities out there for realtors to launch other businesses based off the real estate space. And it's just finding your fit. You don't have to sell real estate forever. You don't have to feel like you're stuck to your clients and your book of business. There's lots of other opportunities to make money. I would say the biggest mistake, though, that I would say to most realtors listening to not make is to try and do all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guilty.
Yeah. The shiny object syndrome
Yep.
of trying to chase all the different verticals and, be a coach and build and lend money and, run a team and do this. Then you're just going to, not be great at any of them, even if you're really skilled and really intelligent and smart. If you're trying to do too many things, you're going to fail at all of them, or only do them, a percentage as well as you could have if you just focused on, I'm not saying focus on one, but one or two. And, I would say master your main craft before trying to pivot and
Yes.
master something else. A lot of people I see, like, they'll be an agent for 2 or 3 years, make a couple $100,000, feel really good about themselves, and all of a sudden say, oh, now I'm going to go into building.
Yeah.
Or, now I'm going to, the one I'm getting all the time these days is, I'm going to transition from residential to commercial and do these huge land deals. Sound familiar?
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You plus, I think 68,000 of the 70,000 realtors in the GTA all say the same thing, but they don't realize what actually goes into that side of the business and how difficult those deals are. So, that's the thing. If you are an agent, you can definitely branch out, and that's what I love about it. But make sure you master your craft first and then pivot based on your strengths and opportunities through networking, which you're great at. And, you get a ton of opportunities because of that.
Yeah.
But it's like picking the right opportunities.
I know. I've had to learn real quick about, I kind of got thrown into the commercial space. It's like all these, hey, I'm looking for this. Hey, I have a need for this. And I'm hearing these numbers. I'm like, holy crap. Like, but I'm in the rooms with like the direct buyers and sellers. But it's fun. But yes, I agree fully. And you've taught me this well. And I also watched an Alex Hermosi video recently. It's like 56 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's such a simple message, but yeah, bless you, Dean. Don't ever sneeze again on the show. Okay, sorry. Just focus on one thing, and like example, what we're building out together. You're helping me with the resale side and just getting that fully operational on its own to kind of like take a step back. And then my pre-con side, past 6 months, been building that. That's fully built out now. So excited to get that going. But yeah, it's all systems, and you're awesome at that stuff. And I didn't know what a system was until like last year. So I've been running around with like a chicken with its head cut off my whole career. So guys, coaching is very important, I must say, because we all have strengths. I'm good
100%.
at networking. I'm great at pulling business in. I'm good at business development, good at all that stuff. But if I have no foundation, like I don't even know where to start with that stuff. So I had to go and get help because things are just falling through the cracks,
Yeah, and often you jump into something, especially, you get excited about an opportunity and you jump in, with both feet, not knowing what you actually need in terms of a foundation to be successful in that vertical or in that business. And so I think that's the important thing about coaching is to understand, okay, this is where I need to start. And this is what I need to have in place before I take that next step. And systems don't have to be crazy complex. And that's what everybody thinks, like, oh, I'm scared of systems because I need this complex CRM that does all of these things. You want to build it to get there.
Yeah.
But when we talk about systems, a lot of the things that we're talking about is just the order in which you do things to formulate a plan or formulate a business plan. And I don't ever like having a structured business plan, because if I sit down today and I formulate a plan for my whole business, things are going to change. It's never going to work. But you want to build the foundation and take that first step. Then what's the next step, the next step, the next step to get me on track to my goal. And if my goal changes, to be able to quickly pivot.
Yes.
And I think that's the piece. Like, you were trying to build this team and you didn't even know what your offer was. You didn't even know who you wanted to hire. You didn't know how to design an offer because you need to design an offer for who you want to hire. And just getting that plan in place and starting at ground zero. And it's like, okay, who do I want to work with day in and day out? And am I going to be excited to work with? What can I offer them that they actually want?
Mm-hmm.
And then start building that out.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting path.
Yep. It's fun though.
But I've seen you make great strides, in a short amount of time, and you're open to the advice of other people. I wouldn't say you always listen. I feel like every week you come to the table and you're like, I spent money on this, or I signed up to do this, or I agreed to take on this deal, and I'm like, yeah, but how does this fit the plan? And now, like the Alex Hormozy thing, like focus on one thing. And every week we get you refocused on the one thing, and you come back the next week and you got 5 other things. But I mean, that's just the ADHD.
It is, of the realtor.
I struggle with it as well, but my job is to get you to harness that passion and move the team forward, which I think you're doing a great job of right now.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's all about the accountability.
Yeah.
I want to shift into just the industry in general, like with realtors, and especially now, like where you're seeing agents make the most mistakes. Where do agents need to pivot? Like 2023, obviously it's a down year.
Yeah.
Where are we headed? Where are we going?
So the biggest mistake that I see in this industry is just that shiny object syndrome. We aren't consistent enough with one thing for a long enough period of time. We quit, we give up too easily, too quickly, without seeing it through and actually seeing the fruits of our labor. And so, everyone sees you with a podcast, being successful with a podcast, building a brand. They're like, I want to try that podcast. And then after 6 months, when they don't have a following like you do, they're like, oh, now I'm just going to go and focus on making TikToks. Or then it's like, oh, this social media thing's not working for me. Now I'm going to go door knock. And then they door knock for 6 months. And no matter what business pillar you choose to grow your business as a realtor, whether it's like a traditional mode of working open houses, door knocking, working your sphere of influence, or it's something more modern like online leads, social media, organic social media, paid social media, it's all going to take time. And it's about that consistent effort over and over again. So the biggest mistake that I see agents make is they don't actually choose how they're going to develop a business based on what they actually enjoy doing and what matches their skill set. They choose it based off what they think is cool or what's of the moment, and then they aren't consistent with it for a long enough period of time. And it's the small actions each and every day on that one thing that will lead to success long term. Now, that being said, I don't think everyone should just have one business pillar. I always like the saying, you should have the business and at least one other business you're about to grow.
That
right?
rhymes.
Yeah.
Good job.
The businesses and the business you grow, right? So having that core business that really meets your strengths, that is where the majority of your business is going to come from. And then at least one other, if not 2 other, not too many, 3 at the most, business pillars that you're focusing on growing and getting better at and putting energy at. So that, you're maintaining your core business, making sure it's good. For me, that was always online leads. So I would put 2 hours a day, every day, online leads, on the phone, call. And then I wanted to grow other business pillars, so I decided I wanted to grow a repeat and referral business. So then it's putting time in every day to like, okay, how am I going to grow this repeat and referral business? How am I going to nurture these past clients? What can I do that's a little different, that's going to, catch their attention instead of just sending a Christmas card when, they're getting better Christmas gifts than my $20 LCBO gift card? What can I do a little differently that they're actually going to love and appreciate and is going to make me stand out? So
what's an example of that? People are probably just wondering.
So like an example of that would be, for me, this is honestly my best one is...
You want to give away your best right now?
Yeah, I'll give away the best one. My best one is honestly when they're a couple is knowing their wedding anniversary and sending a reminder 2 weeks before to each of them, or it's like could just be their anniversary and saying like, hey, I just wanted to give you a heads up, your anniversary's coming up in 2 weeks. Here's a gift card for a couple's massage. You can say it was for me or not, don't care, but just make sure you're taking out Susan for a massage on your anniversary in 2 weeks. They're always like, I would have forgot. You rescued me.
Yeah.
No one else is getting them gifts for their wedding anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like Christmas, they're getting showered in gifts and cards and so on and so forth. Or, you know, even their birthday, right? Yeah, still say happy birthday. Still send them a handwritten Christmas card. Don't bother giving a gift at that time. Like, gift when you're going to be noticed, when no one else is gifting.
I like it.
Right?
I like it.
So that's my one tip. I've got a few more around gifting, but you know, that's a big one. That's how to do things a little differently. Like, don't be like everyone else and trying to give people something and be noticed when everybody else is fighting for attention.
Yeah, agreed. I fully. It's an outside the box thinking, but like we all just, it's like the herd versus the people go against the herd.
Yeah.
Same kind of concept.
Yeah.
It works in all aspects of life.
Yeah.
But back to like shiny object syndrome, stuff like that. So I think there's a big mental kind of, you know, growth that's needed for people to understand and be able to, or discipline that's needed for people to like sit there, take the L's consistently and not like go after that next shiny object or chase 4 different rabbits. Like where, I think it's super important in our business. Like where does that come into play?
Well, I think the thing is everyone gets like, it's human nature to get excited about something new, right? So you decide you want to do a podcast, you go out, buy these fancy microphones, some cameras, you hire somebody. It's super exciting. You're excited about it. But then as soon as it gets hard, you know, can't find guests to come on or quality guests, or you know, aren't getting the views that you had hoped for. You're not seeing any leads come in because of it. Whatever the goal is, you're not seeing that outcome quickly. And it's giving up too quickly and not fighting through the hard times or taking the hard times as learning experiences to change something that you're doing, do it better, learn, grow, and instead just going on to the next new thing because it's fun and exciting and sexy again, right? The money is made in the ugly, right? The money is made in the mud. The money is made from falling down and hurting yourself, right? Like, you love working out. How does muscle grow? Consistency, but
pain.
Pain. And it's, your muscles grow by tearing
apart,
right? Yeah. They tear apart and they heal and they grow and they get bigger.
Yes.
We're the same with any skill or with any business that we're trying to develop. Like, the growth is in the painful, ugly part, right? People don't post all these videos of them when they're like failing in a set. They're posting the video with like their shirt off and they look good and everyone wants to be like them.
Wins, yep.
Everyone posts their wins, and that's the problem with social media these days. It's all the highlight reel and the wins.
Yeah.
But where the wins come from is the hard work.
Yeah.
That and those failures. And I think that's the biggest mistake I see people make. As soon as it gets hard, they don't learn from those difficulties and power through. They just move on to the next thing that they think is fun and sexy and you know, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so true though, because I feel like if you can apply this same, like these analogies, and it's so simple, but again, people just get excited. This new thing just came out. Threads just came out. This, Twitter changes icon. I don't even know. But yeah, those that are great are in the mud consistently. You'll never see them. You'll see their wins, but they're still have a very consistent routine day in, day out. So I do agree heavily with that.
100%. Yeah, no one loves to show off their failures, but the failures are what leads to the successes, right? Like even the richest business people, the most successful business people we see, not every business they invested in or every business they started was a success. They probably had tons of failures before, tons of failures between, and hardships, learning experiences, but they stuck with it and they fought through and they just didn't give up. And, the business ended up being a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and people need to just, you said, you made a video about something in regards to the ego,
Yeah.
right? That was good. Drop
Don't
that.
build a business for your ego, build it for your bank account, right?
Yes.
Like, is your business feeding your ego or your bank account?
Yeah.
If you're building a business that's not making you money, but it's getting you like more followers, or you feel like it gives you clout when you're going out for dinner, right? Like, and an example of that is like, oh, I've got this big team, and on social media, I've got 12 agents or 20 agents or 50 agents, but I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
And you're going out, I've got a 50 agent team,
Yeah.
right? Well, is your business structured in a way that's actually making you money, or is it just like feel good to tell people you have a 50-person team?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I love it. Like, a lot of businesses will talk about their revenue, but
But not the profit.
you got it,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
so a lot of businesses are like, oh, I've got a $100 million business. Oh, you got a $100 million business? Is that rev or profit?
Yeah.
Well, it's revenue. Okay, well, what's your profit? Well, actually, we lost $30 million last year.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're not that successful,
Yeah.
right? And I think everyone gets so enamored with the big numbers and they think that's the win, but it's not necessarily true. So like, yeah, is your business feeding your ego or your bank account? I want a business that's feeding my bank account, even if it's not sexy.
Yep. I've been guilty of
Yeah.
trying to create this whole like, oh, look, optically,
I get it.
wow, so nice. Thank you for bringing me back to earth, my friend.
Yeah.
Now we're building a business for money.
Money.
That's it.
That's why we're in business. Business is about making money, is it not?
Apparently.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
be.
I'm going to look it up after. I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
But I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
But let's get into, just to end off things on a nice warm note here.
Yeah.
Because we like warmth.
Yep.
Let's talk about travel. I mean, you're relocating.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned you're just like Mexico, because you're actually going there.
Yeah.
And you have the autonomy to do so. And you created this life for yourself. And you've leveraged yourself outside of real estate into like this coaching role now. It's just, for people to see like so many opportunities out there. A lot of people are just in jail to their job
100%.
on that transaction treadmill. And you've created like this autonomy for yourself. You're moving abroad and stuff. So let's talk about that.
I mean, I think, the big thing is anyone can create. This is the beautiful thing about real estate. Like, we don't have bosses. We are entrepreneurs, and anything is possible, and you can create a life that you want to create and have it look exactly how you want it to look through real estate. And it could require or mean pivoting to a different business pillar, but you can still sell real estate from abroad.
Yeah.
You can live abroad and still successfully sell real estate. And most of you, if you're a new agent or an independent agent, individual agent, not on a team, saying, well, I can't do that because I'm an independent individual agent, or I'm a new agent. I need to be here for my clients all the time. I mean, we live in a different world. And I think if you build a network of people that you can trust, and you're not short-sighted, and you don't think about like, I need 100% of the commission for myself, and you're willing to share, you can become a great marketer in real estate, a great relationship builder in real estate, and still sell real estate in Toronto from almost anywhere in the world. And will you have to be here some of the time? Of course, you got to show your face. But if you have people you can trust, people that, share the same values as you, their goal outcome for how they take care of your clients and their clients to get your clients the desired outcome, the best outcome for them at the right time for them. There's no reason, once you have a bit of a book of business, that you have to be in the city all the time. I think people selfishly think they need all of the commission, and they trade a lifestyle that's possible for 100% of the commission, where they might be able to have a much better lifestyle for a little bit less of the commission. But I think that's everybody's choice, right?
Yeah.
But what I would say to people is if you actually sit down, and that's what I did, I just sit down and broke down the numbers of like what's important to me. I want to spend time abroad with my family, spend more time with my family. It's going to cost me less to live. I can make less money. So I'm willing to give up how much I earn in exchange for lifestyle. And I think that's just a choice that each individual can make. And I think people are just afraid to make it or don't know what's possible for them and don't spend the time looking into it and formulating. Once again, it's just a plan, right? Like we've now got a plan for how you're going to grow your team, how you're going to grow your business. It's doing that for your life. And it's like saying, okay, what can I sacrifice in order to have this lifestyle of living somewhere that's warm all year, or if you're big into skiing, being able to ski 120 days a year, whatever it may be, whatever your goal is in terms of lifestyle. And it's like, where are you willing to make sacrifices, or how can you build your business to, support that lifestyle?
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Leverage.
It's all about leverage. And we live in a time where like you can leverage automation, you can, leverage cheap labor, virtual assistants, AI. There's so many ways, but even just leveraging other people and leveraging relationships you have, but valuing those people and paying them in a way that they're going to be happy to do it for you, and probably treat your clients just as well as you would, if not better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a couple paradigm shifts and you're there.
I think it's just like mindset, and what people believe is possible, and like looking into it and just setting up your life in a way that like is how you want to live it, because it is possible as an entrepreneur in the real estate space.
Yeah, agreed, man. Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, you've been awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for coming on. For
Glad to be here.
Your new fans, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Ryan Wykes _. And that's pretty much it. I'm on TikTok, I think is at Ryan the Urban Realtor or something like that. I don't post on TikTok. I'm not cool. You should check out my podcast that you were on.
Yes, with Emma.
With Emma Pace, Pipeline Profits. You can find us on our YouTube channel at Sales Genius. And we've got some awesome stuff there. We're more focused on training you guys how to be better salespeople, and the sales tactics that are used by great salespeople like Matt himself. And that's about it.
And if anyone, maybe you taking on some coaching clients?
So yes, I've got maybe 2 spots left. You can reach out to me at ryan@salesgenius.co. So ryan@salesgenius.co, and we can talk about possibilities for coaching. I'm selective in who I work with. I want to know that we work well together, and B, I want to know that they're going to put in the work and do the things that I tell them to do that will lead to success.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, man.
And if you guys, you can always reach out to me too if you forget and you want to get in contact with Ryan, go through me too. Regardless, we're going to drop his info in the bio. And to everyone out there, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your family members, all of them. Rate us 5 stars. And we'll see you on the next one.
Enjoy and real.
Later.